So here is the story to end all stories. You want to hear a story?
Yes.
About a war? So this is, where United States has set the world on fire. We did Iraq, we did Libya, Syria, Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, and now we're doing Ukraine. We're using it as a proxy war. And we overthrew the democratically elected government in Ukraine in 2014 and installed a puppet. And now, so that's what led to all this. And George Bush was given a speech, and he was trying to make everybody hate Putin and rally around. And he's at the George W. Bush Institute, and watch what happens. Here we go.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, too. Anyway.
And there it is. So in psychology, that's called a Freudian slip with a healthy helping of projection. So I've been saying this since everybody started demonizing Putin as some kind of extraordinary crazy maniac. I go, they're all crazy maniacs that run countries. What are you talking about? They're all murderers. And they're like, no, but Putin's an extra bad thug. I'm like, there's no bigger thug than George W. Bush. There's no bigger thug than Barack Obama. There's no bigger thug. Barack Obama had a drone program that killed 90% innocent people. There he is going. So he just gave the game is given away now. The game is given away. It's like, oh shit. We've been doing this for the last 20 years on steroids, and now we're trying to pretend that when we try to put a country right on the border of Russia into NATO, that's somehow not a provocative act. So let's watch it again. You want to watch it again? Because I do want to watch it again.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine.
So I don't know, in fairness, wouldn't anyone make that same exact mistake who isn't a lizard person? I mean, the real story here is that he actually has a mammal brain. So take that, conspiracy kooks. And by the way, am I reading? That it says George W. Bush Institute. And we all laughed at Trump University. I wonder what they teach at George W. Bush Institute. I'm guessing painting. And by the way, that's another reason George W. Bush is not like Hitler, because Hitler did all his painting before he murdered millions of innocent people. George Bush did his painting after he murdered those people. But it's actually a think tank, the George W. Bush. It's actually a think tank. Yeah, its mission. It says, let me read this. It says saving lives, extending freedom and democracy, and advocating for women worldwide. Wait, so that's why all those things are so fucked up. So there it is. That gives the game away. We're the evil empire. We are much more evil empire than Russia. That's for fucking sure. You want to go by body count? Look what we did in Iraq. Look what we did to Libya. We're still occupying Syria. And which part of Syria? The part with the oil. We're still helping commit a genocide in Yemen, 500,000 people dead already. And now we're back into Somalia. Plus, we're helping terrorists in Ethiopia. We are the world's bully. We are the evil empire. We are. And that revealed it. And I don't know if you remember, when he did invade Iraq illegally, one man, he then made jokes about it at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. See, he did a slideshow, and his first joke is about John Kerry, and then watch what the second joke is about.
Here I am trying to explain John Kerry's foreign policy.
So he's showing a slideshow of him during the year, and he's making jokes about the slides.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere.
Look. See, that's George Bush. He's looking underneath a desk, and he makes a joke out of that we created a lie to invade a foreign country and kill 1 million people. Here's another one.
Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
See, that's the great thing about this new war is we don't have to search for Putin's WMDs. They'll find us. So I'm glad most of the media can see how fucked up this is and still not make the connection to the current bullshit war. Isn't that amazing? Right? Here's David Sirota. George Bush is laughing in this clip because he knows he and every other Iraq war supporter were rewarded with riches and big media jobs for their work killing 1 million people rather than being held accountable and shunned. So, yeah. It'd be nice to see him connect that to the current war. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be nice. Vote blue. David Sirota is going to tell you to vote Democrat. Worth noting that George Bush and his gang of criminals have been his gang of war criminals have been fully rehabilitated by the Democratic leadership, right? And look at W and Michelle. It's like when you see those cute pet clips where a dog and a turtle are friends, isn't it? It's like, look, there's a squirrel and a deer, and they're pals. Oh, here's a rooster and a donkey, and they like each other. That's what that. And there is Joe Biden putting a medal on that guy. He put a medal. He gave him a fucking medal. Wow. I think he's giving George W. Bush the Embarrassing Gaffe Lifetime Achievement Award. I think that's what that is. I think it's nice that Biden acknowledges an OG, right? Joe Biden stood on the shoulders of giants, as they say. God bless him. Here we go. The staggering death toll in Iraq. You want to know what the staggering death toll in Iraq? 15 years since the U.S.-UK invasion in 2018 of March, and the American people have no idea of the enormity of the calamity the invasion unleashed. The U.S. military has refused to keep a tally of Iraqi deaths. Yeah, did you know that? General Tommy Franks, the man in charge of initial invasion, bluntly told reporters, "We don't do body counts." One survey found that most Americans thought Iraqi deaths were in the tens of thousands, but our calculations, using the best information available, showed the catastrophic estimate of 2.4 million Iraqi deaths since the 2003. Wow. Hey, I'm on tour. Come see me in Irvine, California, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, Salt Lake City, Washington. Washington? You mean Washington State?
Yes.
Yes. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all those tickets.